Tibet majestically stands on the roof of the world. She rises to fame in the world because of her unique culture. Her azure blue skies, leaps and bounds of plains, holy mountains and lakes, everlasting snows, give people a constant picture of beauty. Her deepest penetration of Buddhism is another source of attraction. Maybe Tibet once seemed a distant land of imagination to you, but today, when you see those boundless great ranges and canyons, or the Zambul, the highest river in the world, twisting far below, you will really realize you are flying into Jolcon Airport, the highest airport in the world. The airport is located 90 kilometers to the south of Lhasa. While you are driving into town, you will imagine you are traveling over another world. Snow ranges glistening in the sky, bright white clouds rolling over the ridges, prayer flags fluttering by the wayside, all will probably take you to a land beyond your imagination. The gentle flow of the Zambul River will put you at ease, and the great stone Buddha, sitting there for 1,000 years, will tell you a strange story. Lhasa, the capital of the Plateau region, is, according to the legend, a famous city of culture with a history of 1,300 years. Its beauty is described as the best among those legendary 8 auspicious mountains. The Potella Palace and the Jolcon Cathedral are its symbols of pride. Of those who have set foot to Tibet, none misses the Potella. It is famous all over the world because it is a work of art, a masterpiece of construction, and a value of historical significance. It stands towering over the city upon the red hill. Standing at the Potella Square, when one cranes his neck up for a look at the Potella Palace, one would see nothing but the palace standing high and mighty, with its gold roofs piercing into the clouds like a heavenly palace in the air. The palace was originally built in the 7th century. It stands 117.19 meters in height and consists of nearly 1,000 chapels and buildings. The main building of the palace is 13 stories high, divided into 2 parts, the Red Palace and White Palace. The Red Palace consists mainly of the Dalai Lama's tombs and chapels. The tombs include those of the 5th Dalai Lama and the 7th to the 13th Dalai Lamas, 8 altogether. Among these tombs, the 5th Dalai Lama's is the most fascinating of all. The 5th Dalai Lama's tomb, the biggest in the chapel, is at 14.86 meters in height. The stupa in which the tomb is enshrined is covered in gold sheet and decorated with jewels. The gold used in this tomb alone weighs 110,000 ounces, and the jewels innumerable. The Tibetans have named this tomb Zambling Janchik, meaning the only ornament of the world. The White Palace mainly consists of the Dalai Lama's residences and government offices. The east and west sunny rooms at the topmost section of the White Palace, which were named because of the abundance of sunshine, are the Dalai Lama's residences. From the balcony outside the west sunny rooms, one can enjoy a bird's-eye view of the city. The cave shrine in which the Tibetan king Songtsen Gampo is said to have done his meditations is the oldest of the chapels in the Potella. Once inside, the dimness of the flickering bud lamps will remind one of the ancient mystics. The images of Songtsen Gampo, his consort Princess Wencheng, and the ministers will take you back to an age 1,300 years earlier. Murals in the Potella have reached the peak of perfection of the time. They are amazingly manifold in number and in contents. The art gallery at the second floor of the West Sishipon Sok Hall alone holds 700 pieces of work exquisitely done in different styles and clear lines. Among the historical subjects in these paintings are Princess Wencheng's travel to Tibet, the 5th Dalai Lama being seen by the Qin Emperor Shunzhi, and the 13th Dalai Lama being seen by the Qin Emperor Guangxu. The jewels in the Potella are innumerable. The three-dimensional mandala and the pearl mandala are the most precious among the many. Other valuable antiques, tankas, scriptures, and images. Thus, without the slightest exaggeration, we can say the Potella is a historical museum as well as a palace of art. She is still the symbol of Lhasa and the whole of Tibet. The Jolcon Cathedral is a magnificent construction of the King Songtsen-Gampo period. Its major section is built in 3 stories in stone and lumber. It's domed in the Tibetan style of gold roofs which glisten in the sun. The smoke of incense rises in front of the cathedral. The stone slabs in the front shine from daily rubbing of prostration. Inside, thousands of butter lamps flicker endlessly to record the endless footprints of the worshippers and the endless flowing of the time. Over 1,000 years of history and over 1,000 years of burning lamps and incense lead to a story of 1,000 years. The land where the Jolcon is built is said to have been a marshy land at one time, with a lake named Jishuo-Wotang in the center. According to the astrologic aspects of Princess Wencheng, the lake was considered the heart of the demoness that lay spread over Tibet. As the astrologic aspect was believed harmful to the Domposa affairs, the princess suggested building the cathedral upon the lake by filling it with earth carried by a white goat. Such is the origin of Jolcon Cathedral. Today, the most precious object enshrined in the cathedral is an image of the Buddha Shakyamuni at the age of 12, which was brought to Tibet by Princess Wencheng from the Tang court. It's the symbol of history and the deep sentiment between the Han Chinese and Tibetans. The image, together with the famous uncle-nephew alliance tablet, are historical witnesses of friendship between the two peoples. The ancient Jolcon Cathedral, which has experienced endless offers for over 1,000 years, still shows its sacredness and liveliness with its endless queues of worshippers. The Bakor, the oldest street in Lhasa, once simply a circumambulation path around the Jolcon, now is a lively business center as well as a circumambulation path. Strolling round it, you will walk amid souvenirs and religious objects. The Ramoche temple and the Shakbari hill similarly are 2 remnants of the ancient Lhasa. The 1,000 Buddha rock at the Shakbari really shows 1,000 Buddhas carved on the broad space of a rock. Even to this day, the tinkling rhythm of stone carving still rings in a visitor's ear. If one is lucky enough to tour Tibet during Tibet's opera festival, named Shaton, he or she will be fortunate. Shaton is an age-old festival of the Tibetans. It runs annually from the 1st to the 5th of the 7 lunar month. Sho in Tibetan means yogurt, and ton, festival. Thus, it is the yogurt festival. Originally, the festival was solely of religious significance, which later became a public festival and later still became a full day's performance of Tibetan opera. Thus, it also can be understood as opera festival. During the Shanton, the Potella Square becomes a sea of entertainment with songs and dances in celebration of the festival. During the Shanton, the Nordlinka becomes unusually lively. People in festive attires rush into the park to see the day-long opera shows. The Norbulinka, filled with greenery and crowded and colorful tents, makes a home for the people who appear in threes and fives, or in companies, drinking and singing day and night in enjoyment of the festival. The Norbulinka, once the summer palace of the Dalai Lama, looks old-fashioned. Its buildings and pavilions are each kept neat and complete with carpets of lawns and blooming flower beds. This jewel park, which is what Norbulinka means, bathed in the midsummer sunshine during the Shanton.